checks. And it will be Avishka Hiran for Isipathana College, who has slotted back into that fly half position after playing the last few games at fullback. Isipathana in game have been really fluid with Avishka Hiran and Tenula Di Costa seamlessly rotating from 10 and 15. And it's a deep kick into Petright territory, gathered there by the number 7, that's Hashara Madugaske, and straight away a strong carry coming in from Shenuka Pereira. But Isipathana are up with their defense and really pushing the game line back. So really making a statement in this first few phases are Isipathana, as Senuddin Sar will send the ball out of touch and take St. Peter's College out of danger.
Isipathana trying to set the pace very early in the game, and St. Peter's doing really well. They were put under pressure very early, but they did well to get out of the danger zone. But now Isipathana with an opportunity to attack. The lineouts have been one of the main components when it comes to their attack this year. So let's see how things pan out in this first lineout.
Yes, the collection is clean from Dudangoda, uncontested from the Petrights, and they're doing well to hold up that maul there and force Situpa Bomet to go to his back line for the first time today. And St. Peter's are missing one of their key men in line-out and maul situations in Revon Pereira, but they are doing well so far, at least in that first exchange. And Avishka Hiran there just managed to break the first line of defense, and Nevit Meunaka now. And Janut Ratnayaka will need to roll away from that tackle, does so just in the nick of time.
No.
But Isipathana, like you said, Laksisi, trying to set the pace for this game, and St. Peter's are up to the challenge there. Tinekra Dodangoda doubled up on in the tackle by Shenuka Pereira and Lakindurana Singh, but still choosing to go from the fringes, and Sheva Labe Gunawardana there with a massive hit to send the gain line back. And now Isipathana look to go to their back line. Lovely handoff from Tenula Di Costa, trying to push past that 40-meter mark. And a strong carry from the Isipathanian fullback. Have that extra man out wide. They need to work the ball here, but the forwards choosing to persist with the fringes. And now here's another strong carry from the Isipathana tight head. That's Lahiru Herat as a ball play to the edge of that 22-meter. And now Nevit Meunaka wasn't held in the tackle there. Some good work at ruck time, but it's Isipathana on the front foot in this opening 2.5 minutes here at Bambalapitia. And have that, they've created that overlap on the outside, shows and goes, does Aditya Madhushan. And a desperate defense from Rajit John. But it's Isipathana now in the Petright red zone. Shades of last year's league decider, Laksisi, where we saw play go on without the referee's whistle for the first 4.5 to 5 minutes. And like we were saying before kickoff, quality of rugby, really keeping the ball in play are both sets of players, as Avishka Hiran sends in that chip kick. But Dinsara is there to do the cleaning up for his side. But straight away up with the defense are the Isipathanians, really pushing the Petrights back. And they really want to play this game at pace. Do Isipathana. St. Peter's will do well to just try and find an exit from here. That was one area of their game that was lacking against St. Thomas's last week, and they ended up conceding 2 tries as a result of it. But this time, though, choosing to run from his own 22 is Vishenka Silva, and Aditya has taken his side out of danger. And now they'll go from the fringes with Shenuka Pereira, who has been one of the strongest carriers in the league this season. And he's showing exactly what he's made of in these opening exchanges. But St. Peter's are still playing the game in the wrong area, still just outside their own 22. And now they've given Vishenka Silva sufficient space to try and launch that exit, but it is not good. And has just sent the ball into open space and given a chance for the dangerous Avishka Hiran to run at the Petright line, but kick was charged down by Rajit Jion, and St. Peter's have their first set piece. So an interesting sequence of play, Laksisi. Both teams a battle of attrition really at Bambalapitia, and it's St. Peter's College with that slight moral victory at the end of it.
3 minutes of fast-paced rugby from these two sides. We talked a lot about the forwards, of how these two teams have managed to dominate games when it comes to the forwards, but the back line slightly coming into the game very early here at Bambalapitia. Now the first line out for St. Peter's College.
And straight away was overcooked by Shenuka Pereira, but Shiraz was there to do the cleaning up, and brilliant work at ruck time from Nevit Meunaka. But managed to roll that ball back just in the nick of time. Here's Herft. They are looking to play this game at pace as well. The Pete Wrights, and Netchan Mantusha breaks past the first line of defense. Peter's now playing the game where they want to be playing it, inside Isipathana's half, and another devious run from Jamal Wahab. Really hard to catch is the young Pete Wright back. Plays both in that 9 and 10 position, but he's really excelled at number 10 this season. And Shenuka Pereira now takes the game line into the Isipathana red zone. Here's Shiraz now. They are looking to go out wide. The Pete Wrights, and a slight fumble there from Aditya. And he has lost the ball forward. Could be a costly error for St. Peter's College. They had plenty of space and had all the numbers out wide. But it's Pramukha Theekshana with a costly error there. Just juggle the ball a bit. And it's Isipathana that will have the first scrum of the game, Laksisi.
Isipathana College having some trouble getting the St. Peter's College backline down from that first tackle. They need to do that. They need to make sure that they get the St. Peter's College players down by just a single tackle. Can't afford to miss tackles like how we saw in the last few phases. But that mistake from St. Peter's giving Isipathana the opportunity to get out of jail here. So some enterprising rugby from both the teams to start things off. Nathan, it's really great to see this from these two sides.
Yes, indeed, Lux. Coming back to the topic of the first phase, that's where St. Peter's College, I'd say, has been one of their stronger suits this season. We saw in the games against Royal and St. Thomas's as well. They did really well, did the Pete Wright defense, to win that first phase and really make their presence felt at ruck time. It's important, especially as a forward, even if you don't come away with the ball, that you really make a mark on your opposite number. And here another strong scrum from the Pete Wrights, putting heaps of pressure. But appear to have given away the penalty, or has the I think referee Atavara has asked for a retake there. But was a strong scrum, wasn't it, Laksisi?
St. Peter's College sending an early message to Isipathana. They won't have it easy when it comes to the scrums here at Bambalapitiya. Now let's see whether the retake will be better for Isipathana.
Yes, this time a lot more stable from the green machine. And Situpa Bumet now to Avishka Hiran. Avishka Hiran with a lovely chip kick into some space. And the chase is good as well from Tinetra Durangoda, but very well done there, well read by Senuddin Sar. Managed to ensure there's no further danger from that kick. Here's Wahab now, shows and goes. Bit of a hit coming in from Tenurudi Costa there. And Navi Tahir definitely had his hands on the ground on that occasion, but the referee has not spotted that. And now a chip kick sent deep into the Pete Wright 22. And Vishenka Silva now will need some support to get his side out of trouble. Support arrives quickly enough for the Pete Wrights, but did well there, did Sito Babomet, to just put in that box kick, used it to really good effect on that occasion. And has pushed the game line back to the Pete Wright 22, which is where Isipathana would want to play, but don't have the ball at the moment. And the exit has been charged down by Tinetra Durangoda. And Netchan Mantusha thankfully is there for the Pete Wrights, but under immense pressure now, Laksisi. We're speaking about the Pete Wrights making a mark on this game. It's now Isipathana that has shown that anything that the Pete Wrights can do, they can do, and they have done it better so far in these opening 8 minutes. Just on the edge of the Pete Wright whitewash now, Isipathana. And they have won the penalty as well, so brilliant work by the Isipathana forwards, and they won a penalty in exactly where they'd want to win one, Laksisi.
From that box kick, the chase was really good from Isipathana, but St. Peter's did really well as the support players did come in right on time, Nathan. But then that little charge down from Trinetra Dodangoda, giving Isipathana the opportunity to attack, and St. Peter's College unfortunately couldn't find a way to get out of jail. Now Isipathana with an attacking scrum just 5 meters away from the whitewash. Will we see the first Samana Bank cry, or can St. Peter's College get out of this very dangerous posture?
Yes, Isipathana putting themselves in an ideal position to open the score in here. They'll want to make this chance count. You've seen St. Peter's be wasteful with their chances so far, and now they're looking to run, but brilliantly ripped by Jamal Wahab there, and he sends the clearance kick. But the chase is not good from St. Peter's, so Tenul Di Costa now will have some open space to run into, but chasers do arrive just in the nick of time. And that kick has gone into the dead ball zone and is gathered by Nimsara now. The hooker for St. Peter's College with a dash-in run from his own 22. Offloads to Mantusha. Lovely hands now. Shows and goes does Netchan Mantusha. Brings the game line towards that halfway mark. He too is another very deceptive runner is Netchan Mantusha for the Petrites. And now they have the opportunity to go with their big forwards. That was carried by Ratnayaka. Shenuka Pereira offloads to Herf. Herf met in the tackle by Lairu Herat. But this is much better from the Petrites. Not letting the visitors make anything of that chance, that 5-meter scrum, and Isipathana will be really disappointed there, Laksisi, losing the ball in such a vital area.
St. Peter's College doing really well to get out of that very dangerous position, and now St. Peter's on the move. Lovely offload out to the dangerous Vishenka Silva. Now can Vishenka Silva, he manages to evade the first tackler. Lovely offload out. Will this be the first try? Almost going all the way now, just few meters short. St. Peter's with a golden opportunity to attack. There has been a lovely counter-attack from the Petrites. Can Isipathana hold on?
Yes, support arriving quickly for the Petrites, and now they'll look to go from the fringes. Here's Ratnayaka, strong carry, takes the ball into the 5-meter mark. Shiraz now straight under the post is Shenuka Pereira. Shenuka Pereira touches down for the Amana Bank try, and St. Peter's College have opened the score in here in Bambalapitia. Amana Bank try time for the Petrite number 8. He's carried so well all season, and he gets himself a deserved score. But yet again, Laksisi, that was a try that was created by the backline. I think Tikshana and Vishenka Silva did really well there to just open up the Isipathana defense.
Exactly, Nathan. Vishenka Silva coming into his own in that little run that he did, and then the forwards made sure from that 5-meter line they finished the job. Excellent. There was no chance Isuru Deanga would have been able to stop the big number 8 of St. Peter's College. So Mana Bank try time for St. Peter's. They drew first blood, and they had a position where it was Isipathana College who were calling the shots, but things just shifted in a flash, and St. Peter's College, they have points on the board.
Yes, Laksisi, and off camera, Rajit Jion has added the extra, so it's 7 points to nil here at Bambalapitia. And it, like you said, Laksisi, Isipathana were playing the game inside the Petrite red zone, but it was that rip of the ball from Jamal Wahab to a turnover possession that really changed things for the Petrites, but they made a complete mess of this kickoff here. But Mantusha is there to do the cleaning up. He'll need some support, and support does arrive. That try would have given the Petrites a world of confidence, Laksisi, and now they'll be more encouraged to try and run it out of their own 22. But just as I say that, they've opted for the safety of touch in the form of Senuddin Sar, who has taken play out of danger for the Petrites, and that's another area that was found lacking. I think we spoke about it a while earlier as well. The exit kicks haven't been the best from the Petrites, and they've put themselves under a lot of pressure, but thankfully Senuddin Sara has got it right on that occasion.
Now, when you really talk about the problems for the two sides, Nathan, things have been quite similar for both the sides, because even Isipathana, they have had their troubles when it comes to spot kicking and getting out of jail, because in that game against St. Thomas's, 2 kicks which they were trying to get out of jail went out on the full, and St. Thomas's managed to score tries in both the occasions, and that did come back to haunt them big time. So very similar issues for both the teams this season. So it's 7 points to nil. St. Peter's College with the early advantage. Todangoda takes it cleanly, as he has done throughout the season. Now here's Aditya Madushan. Going for that first hit, unable to gain much meters there. Now Setum Rajapaksha, new territory for him, playing as number 8. Has been such a great workhorse for Isipathana throughout the season. Nimanta Sandeepa, not the best of seasons for him. He's such a quality player. Now St. Peter's College once again with the turnover. They have been quite good at doing this throughout the season, and even in this game they have been able to turn things around when it mattered.
Yes, excellent work at ruck time there from Janut Ratnayaka on that occasion. And like we were saying earlier, Laksisi St. Peters have done mighty well to really win the first phase throughout this season. The exit isn't the best from Vishenka Silva, but Rajit Gion made a really intelligent break there to collect the kick and make sure that his side retains possession. And now a strong carry from Pramukha Theekshana. Very close to the touchline now are the Petrites. They'll need to straighten things up. And they'll want a lot more territory from here. Here's Abhay Gunawardena, spots the gap. Abhay Gunawardena bumps off a couple of tackles, needs 3 men to take him down. And now Shiraz goes for that box kick. The chase is not good though. And Tenor Costa calls for Mark Laksisi. So thought that the box kick was the right move there, but unfortunately for the Petrites, the chase just wasn't good. And Isipathana now have just taken a bit of the pressure off themselves.
Tenor Costa. Now with a good kick, Tenor Costa. No mistakes there. As they say, Nathan, a kick is as good as only the chaser. So the chasing needs to be very, very precise in such moments. But St. Peters, now 2 or 3 times we have seen that the chase has not been good. They went for the kicking option, but the chase has not been good.
Yes, and this time the line out is spoiled by Tinetra Dodangoda. Lovely work by Isipathana, but St. Peters have done well to win the ball back. Tinetra Dodangoda, arguably the best jumper in the Dialogue Schools Rugby League. And now the Petrites looking to carry with their forwards. Here's Nimsara, met in the tackle. Shiraz now with a loopy pass out to Wahab. Wahab, lovely hands. But Avishka Hiran read it well on that occasion. Didn't allow him to break. But now here's Theekshana. Theekshana out to Dinsara. Dinsara spots the gap. Petrites slowly but surely playing out of danger and moving towards that Isipathana half. And now they've straightened things up, but that's a massive hit coming in from Tinetra Dodangoda on one of the bigger players in Ashaz Akram. But unfortunately, just doing so illegally and handing over a penalty to St. Peters College.
Now the update from Pallekele, Nathan, after 13 minutes. Both the teams yet to get things going. An important game when it comes to the whole landscape of the Dialogue Schools Rugby League.
Yes, and this time the touch finder wasn't good from Senuddin Sara, and I think Pramukha Theekshana has just knocked the ball on there once again. So yet again Theekshana just squandering an opportunity for the Petrites. He'll really need to pull his socks up and pull them up fast because we all know that Isipathana are a side that can stage a comeback at any point in the game. So they'll want to take all those opportunities that come their way.
And some friendly bant out there in the middle between the two front rows of the team.
Captain Mangitan put a penalty Madhya.
Yes, Kavini Roach just admiring Sithila Nimsara's headwear.
Coach! Bang! Set! Steady!
And the scrumming has just gotten a bit better from Isipathana as these first 20 minutes have progressed, and now they'll go for one of their set moves. Here's Avishka Hiran just holding the ball, and Avishka Hiran met in that tackle there by Netchan Mantusha, forcing the knock on the Petrite centre, and that's a real statement of intention from Netchan Mantusha there.
St. Peters College, after the initial 4 or 5 minutes, they have been really solid, Nathan. They have been very good when it comes to the tackling at the rucks, and they have made sure that Isipathana are feeling the pressure in the last 10 minutes or so. So Isipathana at the moment just crumbling a little bit. They need to maybe take some time, just calm down and get back into this game. But St. Peters, they can insert a lot more pressure if they can get some more points from this position.
Yes, definitely, Laksisi. Like we said, Petrites have already squandered a couple of chances, and they'll be hoping those aren't too costly. And yes, given the way that the Isipathanians are playing at the moment, they'll want to add at least another 1 or 2 more scores before Lemons. As Netchan Mantusha just appears to have done a bit of damage to himself there. Some claret drawn from his nose. But I'm sure he'll be ready to go soon. And it's a water break coming in at a key time for Isipathana. Just gives them the chance to regroup a bit. Like you said, they have been all over the place in the last 10 minutes or so, Laksisi, after starting the game really well. So just an opportunity for Danushka Boteju as well to just relay some orders to his men. So we take a look at the replay there, forcing the knock on Netchan Mantusha and putting Avishka Hiran under a world of pressure.
Now, throughout the season, Nathan, for Isipathana, the consistency has been an issue. In a game, for all the 70 minutes, we have not seen the consistency from them. During the knockouts, it was quite a different side. They played a lot better, but in the league, we have not seen that same consistency. Meanwhile, St. Peter's College working the line from left to right. Now, they will shift directions this scrum half inside the Isipathana 22.
Yes, Shenuka Pereira just bringing play into the red zone there, and there's Ashas Farooq with a lovely offload to Nimsara. Nimsara now straight under the post are the Pete Wrights, and now they'll look to run it with Dinsara. Dinsara out to Vishenka Silva. Vishenka Silva in space out wide, and he has been bundled into touch. So Isipathana really pulling their socks up and making a bit of a statement of intent on of their own. And I believe that was the number 5. That's Abdul Ahmed with a strong tackle on the Pete Wright skipper. He had the try line at his mercy on that occasion. Take a look there. There's some lovely hands and some quick ball played by the Pete Wrights.
No, that was in fact Nimantha Sandeepa. Now Nimantha Sandeepa wearing the number 50 jumper for Isipathana.
Okay, good throw.
Dodangoda. Very, very safe when it comes to the collections at the lineouts for Isipathana.
Yes, and the Pete Wrights really contesting for the ball here. Trying to just milk a penalty, but gets the ball out to Sandeep, who finds the exit, but play will still remain inside the Isipathana red zone. So another opportunity for the Pete Wrights to run at these Pathanian fringes, Laksisi.
There's a lot of work to be done for Isipathana. As you mentioned, still inside their own 22. They have not been able to get to the St. Peter's College 22 for some time now after that initial burst. So they need to find some sort of an exit here.
Yes, but the line-out work is clean, and a loop-in pass out to Jamal Wahab, and now Pramukha Tikshana has spotted the gap. Brings play right under the post for the Pete Wrights, just 10 meters out now. Here's Farooq, out to Wahab, and now Tikshana once again. Pete Wrights keeping the ball here and exerting mountains of pressure on the Isipathanians, but Nevit Meunaka did well there to just stop Shenuka Pereira dead in his tracks. And now they'll look to go out wide to the line. Here's Jamal Wahab. Jamal Wahab shows and goes. Done himself a bit of damage, but has brought play right onto that 5-meter line for the Pete Wrights. Surely just a few more phases away. Just need to be a bit patient here. Do the Pete Wright forwards. Continuing to knock on the door, continuing to run at those Isipathana fringes. But now they'll look to go to the back line, and here's a Netchan Mantusha for Amana Bank, try number 2. And has he touched down? And I think we'll need to head upstairs to have a look at this one, Laksisi. But the AR saying that he saw that the ball was held up there. But I'm sure we'll have to have another look at this.
I just wonder whether St. Peter's College maybe could have given one more pass to make it a quite easy try, but that just made things hard for themselves, St. Peter's College there. Now let's see whether that little decision will cost them a try.
Yes, Netchan Mantusha would have done a lot better to be a bit more unselfish there. Like you said, Laksisi, he had Rajit Jion in open space to his right. But yes, referee Atavara has sent this upstairs, and we'll have a chance to take a second look at this.
you have another angle? Do you have another angle? Okay, got it. Okay, thank you. I made a decision. Thank you. No try. It was. No try. Yes. Hold on. No try.
So no try. Had two supporting players there. Really just needed one more pass to get a quite easy try for St. Peter's College. But that's just as we had a little chat about earlier before that replay, Nathan. They won't
Get back.
get the 5 points that they were looking for.
Yes, Laksisi. So that's, I would say, 3 try-scoring chances that have gone astray for the Peterites now, but that dropout is collected by Shenuka Pereira and bumps off a couple of defenders and takes the game line right back onto the edge of that 22. Here's Dinsar trying to step. Dinsar finds that
Off
gap.
the feet. You off the feet. Wow, that is fine.
And Peterites just need to be a bit patient, Laksisi. Especially with the way Isipathana, the form that Isipathana have been in, the gaps will surely open up. But just as I say that they have conceded the possession yet again.
Hold in. Number 3.
Holding on, very well done. Not quite sure who the player was. Maybe that was Jaffrad. Animanta Sandeep manages to find touch. So an attacking opportunity after a very, very long time for Isipathana. They need to make sure that they make use of this.
Yes, kudos to Isipathana, Laksisi. They have gotten themselves out of trouble, like you said, after being on the back foot for more than 15 minutes, and that too without conceding any further points as well.
That was Abdul Ahmad doing really well to place himself over the ball carrier.
Yes, and finally some smiles on the faces of the Isipathana support. And they'll have an attacking line out, and it's cleanly collected by Dodangoda. Yes, Setum Rajapaksa now stopped dead in his tracks by Shenuka Pereira. The number 8 battle today will be one to watch out for Laksisi. Two very strong lads, two hefty lads in Shenuka Pereira and Setum Rajapaksa.
I'm gone.
And how they go about the remaining minutes if this game will really have a huge say on the final outcome. But it's Isipathana now just going through the fringes, and here's Nevit Meunaka. Gains a few meters for his side.
Get back, get back, get back.
Again, Isipathana too just need to be a bit patient, and the gaps will eventually open up. And yet again a strong carry coming in from Lairu Herat.
No, lift.
But doing really well there is Sithila Nimsar, not letting the Pathana ball carrier get a knee to the ground and turning that into a maul situation, and that's ripped out by Shenuka Pereira. So St. Peter's have done mighty well there, Laksisi. Excellent defensive play, and I'm sure the forwards coach Rajiv Pereira and Sanat Martis will have some huge smiles on their faces.
Green,
Exactly. Brilliant work to get the ball back. Now St. Peter's running from their own half here.
Vishenka Silva now spots the gap, and another strong run from him. Gets the offload in off balance, and now Aditya accelerating. Aditya with just one man to beat, but Avish Kahiran did really well there. But tackle looked a bit dangerous, and Aditya has hit his head on the floor. So we'll need some urgent attention. The landing after that tackle, Laksisi, didn't look too good for Pramukha Teekshana.
Hands on the rock.
And he'll need some medical attention, but the good news for the Peterites is that they have won the penalty out of that sequence of play, and now have the opportunity for a 5-meter roll-in maul.
Here's the replay. Jaffrad doesn't have enough pace to make that tackle, but Avish Kahiran making the tackle, and there was some strong contact from Teekshana. Luckily he's okay, no harm done.
Back.
The line out, not that convincing, but they do manage to recover St. Peter's.
Yes, and Nimsar has carried the ball a few meters. And now once again, this big set of Peterite forwards will have the chance to run at the Isipathana fringes. Have already accounted for an Amana Bank try. They'll want one more. at least one more before going into lemons. And here's Shenuka Pereira now fends off a couple of players. Just the 2 to 3 meters away now for the Peterites, and Ratnayaka now assisted by his back row. Straightening things up slowly but surely are the Peterites, and now they'll look to run it. And right under the post now are the Peterites. Only a matter of time if they can just be a bit patient here. Another strong carry from Ratnayak, and support arrives quickly in the form of Ashas Farooq. But still stoic defense from the Isipathanians, making the task as difficult as possible for these Peterites. But right under the post now spots the gap, and has he touched down? Looked like the Pathana defender got a hand under it, and now he has he gone over? No. Ball has been knocked on at the 11th hour. They are Lakindu Ranasinghe, the guilty party, and it's another try scoring opportunity that has gone begging Laksisi. That's 2 in the past couple of minutes.
Isipathana College very, very good in their defensive efforts in the last few minutes, Nathan. Just not able to ground the ball there, I believe. And in that moment, tried to get that quick pick and go, but unfortunately lost the ball forward. Now St. Peter's College, they have been found wanting twice now. They tried to use their backline from that 5-meter territory, but didn't use all the supporters they have. They need to make sure that from such close proximity, they use all the players available if they are working the ball, Nathan. But they have not done that now. 2 tries have gone begging because of that.
Yes, Laksisi. And this will certainly come back to bite them if they don't become a bit more clinical. They were guilty of that, especially in the first round, not being clinical with their chances. We saw unforced errors aplenty. And another one there, costing them an Amana Bank try. And what's interesting is if the Peterites took all their chances until now, they could have even wrapped up the bonus point by the 27th minute. But kudos to the Isipathana defense, who have put in a good amount of pressure. But the Peterites only have themselves to blame. Plenty of unforced errors. And the scrum, work in the scrum was not clean from the Peterite front row there, and has handed a penalty to Isipathana. And now Hiran looks to take his side out of danger. Collected cleanly by Gion. Looping ball out now to Dinsara. The chase has not been good from Isipathana. Has given Senud Dinsara some space to run into. Beats a couple of players and sends the ball out now to Rajit Gion again. Rajit Gion steps past one. Support arrives quickly. Here's Nimsara now to his prop forward Ratnayaka. Interestingly, Sithila Nimsara has been playing a very mobile role so far. And Wahab there with a lovely offload to Shenuka Pereira. Now on the edge of the 22 are the Peterites. They'll want a score to show for their efforts. And here's Vishenka Silva. Vishenka Silva running around the Isipathana defense. Vishenka Silva beats that final man. Needs the support quickly. Support taking just a bit too long to arrive. But has he touched down? No, he hasn't. Good hit coming in from Tinetra Rangoda on that occasion. And Isipathana defense has come to the party quickly. Scrappy stuff here at Bambalapiti at the moment. And the ball was unplayable, says referee Atavara. So yet again, Laksisi, another opportunity that goes begging for St. Peter's College. But on this occasion, I feel full credit must go to the Isipathana defense. They did really well to get back in time there. The AR
After the
has
whistle,
spotted something, and now we'll have a look upstairs.
ප්‍රඩියුසර් මට එතන වුණ ඉන්සිඩන්ට් එක පෙන්වන්න. එතන ෆවුල් ප්ලේ එකක් තියෙනවා ග්‍රීන් නම්බර් 7 කික් කරනවලු නම්බර් 12 ට. ඒක පොඩ්ඩක් අරන් දෙන්න මට. නැගිටිටි වදින එකක්ද ගන්න. reduce the last incident එක ඕනේ. Okay, you have a different angle? No. Yeah. දිගටම යන්න දිගටම යන්න දිගටම යන්න දිගටම යන්න ඕම දිගටම යන්න ඕම ඔයාගේ ඉන්සිඩන්ට් එක කියන්න මට අයියෙන් ගහුවද okay number 7 green number 7 ඒගොල්ලන්ගේ number 12 ට ඔයා බිම ඉඳලා වැටලා ඉඳි ඒකට එයාට කික් කරලා තියෙනවා ගැබ්බා
So that's what the assistant referee had spotted Laksisi. And good eyes from him. Tinethra Durangoda just wrapping his arms around the neck of the ball carrier there. Oh, that's how the replay showed it. And St. Peter's now have another chance to run at the try line with Isipathana now missing one of their most key men in a defensive aspect.
Abdul Ahmed, he'll have to step up now here at the line out in the absence of Tinethra Durangoda.
But the collection is clean from Rana Singh, and now the Pete Wrights looking to set that maul, inching towards the try line now are the Pete Wrights, but now breaks from it does Shenuka Pereira. But the referee had paused the play, and plenty of tempers flaring here at Bambalapiti at the moment. Laksisi, it is something this fixture has been renowned for in previous seasons. It's great to see that these set of lads as well just maintaining that same competitive energy.
Well, it's rugby, Nathan, that tends to happen, but all these boys are very good friends out of the field, so things like that do happen in a game of rugby. But Isipathana, once again, an escape for them. They need to make sure that this time they get out of this 22, their 22 here. Bometh with the feeding.
Yes, missing one man from that scrum, and Avishka Hiran will need to find a good exit here, but instead they've gone to Aditya Madhushan and they're looking to run it from their own 22 now are the Isipathana lads. Pete Rice will want to try and milk a penalty here, but that's a good carry from Navid Tair, just trying to manufacture that exit now. Isipathana. Here's Lairu Herat. Pete Wright forwards just appear to have switched off a bit in these past few sequences of play, and the exit kick is good from Avishka Hiran, and once again Laksisi from nearly conceding a try Isipathana have played themselves out of trouble.
Avishka Hiran getting at least 25 meters with that kick for Isipathana. A brilliant get out of jail kick. St. Peter's 4 times now, if I'm not wrong, they came towards that 5-meter line and were unable to get the job done. Just after doing all the hard work, they have not been able to put the finishing touches, so they really need to work on that. We have only around 3 minutes remaining according to our clock before half time.
Yes, has been the story of their season so far for the Petrites, doing all the hard yards but just lacking when it matters most. And now once again, good work at ruck time from Setun Rajapaksa, but just manages to get that ball out in the nick of time. And Petrites will be desperate to try and close out this half with a score. Laksisi, it's been their half. Has been precious few opportunities for Isipathana.
It has certainly been their half, Nathan, but unfortunately they don't have the points to showcase that. Now, with a cross kick attempt, and Isipathana, they lose the ball forward. Second time from Avishka Hiran.
Yes, and the support arrives quickly, so play will continue here, and Petrites will have the option of coming back to that scrum. And yet again, a lease of life handed to this Petrite team, who will be desperate to get that score now. Laksisi have absolutely nothing to show for their efforts in this first half, barring that try from Shinuka Pereira. Now here's Pramukha Tikshana, bumps off a couple of players and takes a play into that 22-meter zone. And that Pathana tackler will need to roll away. So probably another penalty advantage coming the way of St. Peter's College as well. And now Shiraz looks to switch things up to the back line. Lovely hands from Jamal Wahab, but unfortunately Shenuka Pereira has just lost the ball forward. And Avishka Hiran will be called back here for both those penalty advantages, Laksisi. So yet again, the Petrites fumbling at a crucial juncture.
So in fact, the penalties have not been called by the referee, so it will be a line out. Ayushka Kalhara with a decent get out of jail kick. But a good line out from St. Peter's. Now here's the push, but Abdullah Ahmed manages to steal the ball there.
Yes, Abdullah Ahmed did mighty well there. Like you said, Laksisi, he's the man that needs to step up when Pathana are missing their best jumper in Tinetra Ludangoda. But just as we say that, they've lost the ball forward again, and another knock-on advantage coming the way of the Petrites. And yet again handed an opportunity on a silver platter to run at these Pathana fringes and try and at least get into double digits before we close out this first half here at Bambalapitia. Here's a Nimsara now, spots the gap. Shiraz going to the blind side. Here's a Netchan Mantusha now, support arrives for him, but yet again chooses to go by himself. And good work at ruck time from Isipathana, but release is the call, and advantage over is the call from referee Atavara. And decision time now for Vishenka Silva. I believe they have the... and they will look to go for that 5-meter line out with the Petrites. Could have chosen to go for the points, Laksisi, and just head into lemons, but choosing to try and get all 7 instead. And there we see the conceding of that penalty from Abdullah Ahmed. And Petrites just 10 meters or so out now.
Isipathana making some changes very early as well. Lahiru Herat, he has struggled throughout the season with an injury. He goes out very early. Rituka Mansilu comes in. Now St. Peter's with another opportunity.
Yes, and Nimsara yet again has been playing a really mobile match so far as the Petrite hooker. And now Shiraz to Farooq and Shenuka Pereira doing the carrying for the Petrites. And yes, Wahab now to Dinsara. Dinsara steps past one, and Tikshana yet again has just lost that ball forward, Laksisi.
Okay, no advantage.
And Avishka Hiran then has been tackled out of touch by the Petrites keeper. But yet again, a crucial fumbling of the ball with the whitewash in sight. And referee Atavara will blow for lemon. So St. Peter's College with a very narrow advantage here at Bambalapitia. Just one score to show for their efforts. And for a half that was played almost exclusively in the Isipathana red zone, Laxis, I doubt they have too many complaints going into the break with just one score behind.
7 points to nil. St. Peter's, they have been calling the shots throughout the the 25, at least 25 minutes out of the 35 in this first half. But as I mentioned earlier as well, they don't have the points to showcase that. So just 7 points on the board. That's half time here at Bambalapitia, and we have 35 more minutes coming your way. Stay tuned to Sri Lanka's number one sports channel, the Papare